Beloved, September 14th, 2019, in dreams, I saw myself in a place. That place was very crowded. It was like a small city. I exhorted them to get out of there, but many laughed and turned their backs on me. Others, a few, began to advance, but step by step, very slowly. Only four of all those who were there hurried their steps. We began to leave the plain. We passed between houses, and we heard a voice that told us, "Let go of the animals." We released them to be free because we understood that before everything that was coming, they should seek refuge and fight for their lives. We continued climbing towards the mountains. I saw that there were mountain ranges because I saw many mountains that covered a large territory throughout. While we were going up, I looked back because I felt a very loud noise. When I looked, I saw how a great storm began to destroy what was in the plain. We ran up and entered caves that we found, and others were holding on to strong trees because the storm was great. Even there sheltered, we felt fear for our lives in the face of the huge cyclone that was sweeping the plain, but thank God the storm did not harm us. Then we looked at the plain and there was nothing left standing. We suffered a lot when we saw this because there were many people there who we have exerted and they did not want to listen to us. And there nothing existed in that place. While we were suffering, the dream changed. And then I saw myself in a large room. There was a long table. There I saw all kinds of literatures from the independent ministries. I saw the three angels' message. I only read their titles on the covers. I saw another that said food, another death to self, another keep the Sabbath as God requires, another that said clothing, another spoke of the sanctuary, another I read that it said of the beast and the system that represents it, and thus each one of the pamphlets had very interesting titles. While I was leafing through them, others came to see these pamphlets. I saw that they were from many years ago, and I took one of each to make a collection of them. While I was compiling the pamphlets, those who looked at me laughed and others made fun, but one asked me what I was going to do with them. Then I answered him, "I will read them, and I will see if they are to the law and to the testimony." Then he answered, "Oh, well, take this one and see what you think." I read its title, and it said, "How many gods are there? 1, 2, or 3?" I said, "Brother, I'm not going to take that pamphlet. That is not from God." He looked at me and got angry and said, "Don't you want to know the truth?" I told him, "Brother, I already know about this. God himself has revealed it to me. There are 3 united in the plan of salvation of the human being, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. They are not fused into one body. They are 3 beings, 3 independent people, and there is no discussion about that. That is the law and the testimonies." But he insisted with great harassment, and every time he became more aggressive. He got closer to me, and I heard a voice that told me, "Get away. Put down all the pamphlets and get out." I dropped the pamphlets, and as I left, I said, "Lord, why? They are your word." And he answered, "Yes, They are very important truths, but they are amalgamated with human opinion. Don't listen to men. I educate my people these days. I not only see their writings, but I see their hearts and their intentions. A person came to me and put other pamphlets in my hand and said to me, "Save these messages so that many will hear them. They're intact with the law and the testimony." She was crying, and I told her, "Come with me." But she looked at me and said, I must convince them." I said, "There is no time. It is time to go out. Let's go." But she looked at me and said, "Here is my family." And she ran towards them. I asked, "Lord, what do I do with these pamphlets?" He replied, "Take them. I read them on the way. They were only writings of the Bible and the spirit of prophecy. There was no more human opinion, only this there. Love was seen in them, peace was seen in them, justice and truth were seen in them." I began to speak the words of these pamphlets. At that moment, I heard a loud roar. It was a strong wind that reached where I was, and when I looked back, I saw that the building from which I had come out was on the ground, and everything was desolate. They told me, "Run." I ran, and the order was, "Read." I read, and others joined my running. And we went to the mountains, and after us, the storm raged. I said, "Lord, your judgments on them." He replied, "There was a lot of evidence. They knew, but their indecision, procrastination, their own convenience, and their pride did not let them advance. They condemned themselves." I wept bitterly. The impression was strong, very strong for me, because everyone who was left behind was disappeared. Nothing was left. Everything was left desolate. At that moment, they told me, "Read Jeremiah 4. While I was looking for Jeremiah chapter 4, dear brothers, at that moment I was told also another text, Revelation chapter 4, verse 8. May God grant that we can understand, that we be able to advance, and that we can do the will of the Lord. May the Lord bless you all.